All right, so we are just about at that point where we get to the best part of an election night, and actually counting the votes. And so I know some folks have questions about when early vote and mail-in votes are going to be added into the results. How can you follow the results on the website? What exactly is available on our election results website? So I thought I'd do a quick walkthrough using some of the uploads that we did back in the 2020 general election. So if you've been on the result website, you know that it's pretty fun. Uh, Obviously, we've got official results back from 2022. You can look at each race, see how much each candidate got in terms of vote share, scroll through each in particular race, use these options up at the top if you just want to see federal, if you want to jump straight to county-wide. You can see turnout by precinct, uh, which is all great. But then there's some of the other things in terms of specifically election night. So on election night, we have the ability to upload results exactly as we get them. And so we have partially reported precincts and completely reported precincts. A partially reported precinct is a yellow one. And as you can see here, back in 2022, we got our vote by mail and our early vote in very early. So all of the precincts were partially reported in the first set of results that were released. And then we had two precincts, this little green sliver here, that were completely reported, which means that both the election day vote from that particular polling place and the early and mail ballots for those precincts had been added together. So at any particular point during the night, when results are ready, we put them up. If there is only one set of those numbers, so let's just say it's taken us a little while to get the vote by mail and the early vote calculated, and a couple precincts come in, those individual precincts will be partially reported because we have their election day result, but not their early vote and their mail vote. So if a precinct's in yellow, that means we've got one set of the numbers. If the precinct is in green, that means we have both sets of the numbers and it is completely reported for the night. And if you want, up here at precincts reporting, you can click and you will see exactly which precincts in the county have reported and in what status they're in. So at this point in 2022, we had Western Mound and we had Honey Point that had completely reported. We had both their polling place and their early and mail votes. Everybody else at this point had only their early vote and mail votes in. And then as the night goes on, obviously we'll continue to add. So now at this point in the night, we were 23 precincts out of the 45 completely reported. When you look at the map, you can see which ones were in, which ones weren't. That's super helpful, allows us to get the votes to you as quickly as we can get them calculated and added into the system instead of waiting till the end of the night to add in all the early and vote by mail or whatever the case may be. Some of the other things that we can do include you can click on an individual race and then it will bring up that a map for that particular race and how the county is voting. So at this point in the night in 2022, 36 precincts had completely reported. And in the Senate race, obviously the red precincts were won by the Republicans. The blue precincts were run by the Democrats. As the night goes on, those may fluctuate as precincts go from being completely to partially reported. And you can get to the map on any particular race right here where we've got like United States Senator. Over here on the right, you would just click that little description of a map there, and it'll bring up the map for the county for that individual race. You also have the ability to break down the results at any point during the night and see election day totals, early vote totals, and mail ballot totals for each particular candidate. We're able to break out our early in-person versus our mail ballots based on the machines where those ballots were run through, and then obviously election day or the polling place. So to get to that, you would just go and click on contest details for the race that you're looking at. And then once you scroll down, you would click vote types and it'll break out. At this point, the election was completely over, so we had the late mail and provisional ballots that were counted as well. Those won't be added in on election night. Those are the ballots that are counted after the election, if they are to be legally counted. But you'll be able to see those breakdowns there. So Write-in votes, we do not add until sometime between election night and the canvass 2 weeks later, because we have to officially tally all those votes, make sure that every legal write-in vote was counted. So those will not be added on election night. But really, back in the day, everybody used to come to the courthouse and the hallway was filled and there were all these people and all this excitement over results being written on the chalkboard. I joke now that with this website and the way you can break everything down, usually folks sitting at home on the internet are able to see much quicker than anyone at the courthouse exactly how Macoupin County is voting. So we'll have the link available on election night on macoupinvotes.gov. It'll be available on Facebook. So if you want to follow along on election night, that's some of the things you'd be able to do.